But more rain will be filing in, along with the Arctic air that's going to be plunging into the bluegrass over the next couple of hours. During the day on Monday, we are looking spectacular. Hard to believe that we're going to be seeing a dramatic drop in temperature. Now, just a half hour ago, we had a pretty good view of the buildings downtown, but now some thick fog is starting to settle in. If you know anybody at Masterson Station Park enjoying the food and music festival out there, they are still dealing with the rain and also frequent lightning.
Rain or shine 365 days out of the year. These solar panels will continue to generate renewable energy for homes and businesses across central Kentucky.
And the other big story is going to be the coldest air of the season yet that is going to come with a visit from the polar vortex. Of course, back 5 years ago, it was a social media sensation. I'm sure we'll find tomorrow that a number of them were microbursts again, which are not all that uncommon in the summertime.
Later in the day, skies will go partly cloudy, getting a little bit of shade like we're getting right now.
No, and the snow could be coming down pretty heavily at the onset. Also some big, fat, fluffy flakes. It's going to accumulate very quickly. And after this balmy, almost spring-like weekend, certainly the bitter cold that we dealt with last week is a thing of the past. And we've seen a big temperature swing. Once temperatures drop below freezing late tomorrow evening, we are going to stay below freezing through at least Friday afternoon. We only settle for the low 20s tomorrow. Snow will be on the ground as you wake up tomorrow. That's going to begin to wind down. But then phase 3 of this winter storm is the bitter cold that lingers into Monday.
I feel like one of the luckiest gals here at Churchill Downs. It's my first Oaks Day. Got pretty nice weather. The sun is still shiny, even though we have a few more clouds over the downs right now.
I'm not very good at the selfies. I know.
What does that mean?
I know other people of my generation would be astounded to hear that.
You, for crying out loud, Jill, you operate the most advanced weather equipment, and you can't.
But I can't take a selfie.
Driving along I-64, you may have noticed a large solar farm in Clark County. Over the past year, the East Kentucky Power Cooperative has been providing a renewable energy source for homes and businesses in central Kentucky.
For years, we've had members, cooperative members, who have said, you know, I want a renewable energy for my home or business. We felt like in the past few years, solar energy has gotten to a point, the technology and the price has gotten to a point where it really makes sense for our members.
The co-op allows you to get the benefits of solar power without the maintenance. Participants pay a one-time fee of $460. That allows them to lease one of the solar panels on 60 acres just outside of Winchester. The lease is for 25 years. Comer says customers see a savings of $1.50 to $2 a month.
On a cloudless sunny day, our panels are producing enough electricity to power about 1,000 typical Kentucky homes. Even on a really miserable, cloudy, rainy day, there's solar energy that's getting through the clouds.
Rain or shine 365 days out of the year, these solar panels will continue to generate renewable energy for homes and businesses across central Kentucky. Covering the news in Clark County from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom, back to you.
Over the past 2 days, we have seen round after round of heavy rain tracking through parts of central and eastern Kentucky. We have one more set to track through later on this evening and into the overnight hours for some of us. So we will keep the LEX 18 Severe Threat Index at a 1. The primary concern is for more heavy rain that could lead to some localized flooding. So we still have a flood watch out, but also as a line of some gusty thunderstorms sweeps through, we could be seeing some borderline strong to severe thunderstorms as a cold front is going to be tracking on through that eventually it's going to be sending us back to winter tomorrow. So on the Max Track Live Doppler, right now we're in between rounds. In fact, through most of the afternoon, we have been dry, but there have been some isolated little showers that have been trying to cruise through central Kentucky, now starting to push into some of our eastern counties just outside of Mount Sterling, even continuing on up towards Flemingsburg this afternoon. But the main action is still out to our west. In fact, Shelbyville on up into Owenton, dealing with some of the heavy rain right now with that line that is going to be pushing eastward as we head into the evening hours. For the most part this afternoon, as I mentioned, we've been dry. Everything has been running up to our north and northeast as well, and that is going to begin to change. That cold front begins to drop in, eventually ushering in more potential for heavy rain. So with that being said, we still have the flood watch out that's going to run until 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now just for our central Kentucky counties, southeastern Kentucky, you have been dropped out, but still there could be some heavy rain that continues to fall in your neck of the woods. But overall, we have just been swamped over the past 2 days. In McCreary County, at least the Mesonet site there has picked up over 2¼ inches. Meanwhile, in Casey County, your 2-day rainfall nearing 2 inches as well. Here in Fayette County, not quite 3/4 inch just yet, but still, we're going to be seeing some heavy rain falling over the next couple of hours. So over to Future Track, all of that heavy rain and also the potential for some gusty thunderstorms will be out ahead of this strong cold front that should be crossing central Kentucky before 11 o'clock. Once that happens, we're going to start to see the showers becoming a bit more scattered, but also temperatures will be falling. So on the very tail end, we can't rule out a little bit of light snow that may be flying. It won't be sticking, but still could be swirling around as some much colder air begins to move in, and that's going to be settling in as well into the weekend. But at least before we get back to winter, we're feeling like spring today. We broke a record here in Lexington. Right now we're at 70 degrees thanks to the help of a south-southwesterly wind that's been gusting upwards of 35, even pushing 40 miles per hour this afternoon. And as I mentioned, that 70-degree mark, good enough to break a record. That's a long-standing record dating back to 1925 when we had a high temperature of 67 on the state. Meanwhile, our average high just 43 degrees. Now, as we continue through the overnight hours, temperatures will be falling below the freezing mark. We'll be waking up in the 20s tomorrow, but still dealing with blustery conditions. So our wind chills stepping out Friday morning, likely in the lower teens, even the single digits in some spots. And it's going to stay feeling like the upper teens to near 20 degrees as we head into the afternoon, as rather quickly we're going from spring back to winter over the next couple of hours. So on tap this evening, still some heavy rain, some isolated gusty thunderstorms can't be ruled out. But then again, on the tail end, a few flakes will be possible as it does get colder with a low of 26. Then tomorrow we'll struggle to make it to the freezing mark. We'll see a little bit of sunshine into the afternoon. We'll hold on to that typical wintertime feel into the weekend. For those polar plungers on Saturday, oh boy, it's going to be a shock to the system stepping out of that freezing cold water with temperatures only in the teens in the morning. We'll settle for the low 30s into the afternoon. A little bit of snow and rain will be arriving late in the weekend and continues into next week as we'll hold on to more typical temperatures for this time of the year.
I guess it wouldn't be the polar plunge though if it wasn't cold
Right,
out.
it wasn't bitterly cold.
Kind of part of it.
Yeah, but you know, they're like, man, why couldn't it have been this past weekend when it was like 60 degrees?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but we'll say hi
on.
to us. All the storm trackers will be out there at the event. So we
Yes,
look forward
you
to
will.
seeing you all there.
That's such a good event, and it really supports an amazing cause. All right, Jill, thank you.